Welcome back. In today's video, we dive deep into one of the most exciting and rewarding areas of American coin collecting. The most valuable top 6 United States Jefferson nickel 5-cent coins. These remarkable coins, each with their own unique mint marks, conditions, and histories, continue to rise in collector demand and market value. If you're a collector, investor, or simply someone fascinated by rare American currency, this is a golden opportunity to understand why these Jefferson nickels are commanding powerful attention and big dollars in today's auction market. So let's get started. First up, we're diving into an incredibly fascinating and highly sought-after piece of American numismatic history. The United States Jefferson nickel from 1964, featuring the D mint mark and exhibiting a rare, brown rusty color. This particular coin is turning heads in the collector world, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why it commands significant attention and value in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just stepping into the world of rare coins, this Jefferson nickel is a shining example of the excitement and prestige that comes with owning a piece of history. The 1964 Jefferson nickel holds a special place in the history of U.S. coinage. Struck at the Denver Mint, indicated by the famous D mint mark, this nickel comes from an era of great transition in American currency. The Jefferson nickel design itself has a storied past, first introduced in 1938 to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. Featuring Jefferson's distinguished profile on the obverse and his iconic Monticello on the reverse, this coin represents more than just money. It reflects the cultural and historical values of mid-20th century America. What makes the 1964 D mint mark Jefferson nickel truly stand out are its unique features. The obverse of the coin shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Around left, the motto "I in God We Trust." Around right, the inscription "Liberty" is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1964. The reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto "E pluribus unum." Around below in larger letters, the legend "United States of America." Coins struck by the Denver Mint have a small letter D, located to the right of the building above the second A of America. Coins from this era are already admired for their classic design and historical importance, but when you find one in a brown rusty color, it takes on a whole new level of uniqueness. This patina or toning is the result of natural oxidation over decades, giving the coin a warm, earthy appearance that collectors find irresistible. The combination of the Denver Mint origin and the distinct brownish rust coloring makes this nickel not just a coin, but a work of art, coveted by numismatists across the world. The rarity of this coin, especially in a well-preserved condition with that stunning brown rusty hue, drives intense demand among collectors. Unlike common circulated nickels, these specific coins are scarce in the market today, with many examples having lost their original features due to wear over the years. Collectors recognize the value of securing a coin that retains its distinct color and clear details from the 1964 minting, making it a centerpiece for any serious collection. The allure of rarity combined with historical significance positions this coin as a must-have for enthusiasts who understand both its aesthetic and investment potential. When it comes to current market value, the 1964 D mint mark Jefferson nickel in this rare brown rusty condition commands a remarkable price. Depending on the coin's preservation and toning quality, it can fetch several $165,000 at auctions and in private sales. Demand is particularly high because these coins are not only scarce but also visually captivating, offering collectors a chance to own a piece that is as beautiful as it is historically important. As the market continues to recognize the significance of these nickels, prices are expected to remain strong and potentially increase, further solidifying its status as a high-value collectible. For collectors eager to add this gem to their portfolio, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always verify the authenticity and condition of the coin with trusted numismatic experts or grading services. The unique brown rusty coloration should appear natural and evenly spread, not artificially induced. Preserving the coin's original state is essential, as any cleaning or tampering can significantly reduce its market value. Additionally, stay connected to auctions, online marketplaces, and numismatic forums, as these are prime venues to find coins that match this rare and desirable profile. With patience and knowledge, collectors can secure a truly remarkable addition to their collection that will be admired for generations. The 1964 D mint mark Jefferson nickel in brown rusty color is far more than just a 5-cent coin. It embodies history, artistry, and rarity, making it a prized possession for collectors around the globe. Its combination of Denver Mint origin, distinctive toning, and historical significance places it firmly in the spotlight of the numismatic market, commanding impressive value and admiration. For anyone passionate about coins, owning this Jefferson nickel is not just an investment. It's an opportunity to hold a tangible piece of American heritage, a treasure that will continue to captivate and inspire collectors for years to come. Next up, the United States Jefferson nickel from 1960 with the D mint mark is a truly captivating piece for coin collectors and enthusiasts, particularly when found in a rare, rusty condition. This coin represents not only a slice of American numismatic history but also an opportunity for collectors to own a piece of tangible heritage with significant potential value. Its unique appearance, combined with the story it carries from over 6 decades ago, makes it an exciting and highly sought-after item in today's collector's market. Coins like this often spark intense interest at auctions and among private collectors because they are a window into the past and a symbol of enduring demand in the numismatic world. The history of the Jefferson nickel dates back to 1938, when it replaced the Buffalo nickel, featuring the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, on the obverse. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel was created to celebrate Jefferson's contributions to American history, especially his role in authoring the Declaration of Independence. The 1960 edition with the D mint mark was produced in Denver, making it a representative piece of the Denver Mint's mid-20th century coinage. This particular year is noteworthy because it falls within a transitional period in coin production, reflecting subtle design variations and minting characteristics that collectors deeply value. Owning a 1960 D Jefferson nickel is like holding a fragment of the American story, with a design and minting style that has influenced decades of numismatic appreciation. One of the most remarkable features of the 1960 D Jefferson nickel is its detailed design and the mint mark itself. The obverse of the coin shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Around left, the motto "I in God we trust." Around right, the inscription "Liberty" is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1960. The reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto "E pluribus unum." Around below in larger letters, the legend "United States of America." Coins struck by the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. Coins struck by the Denver Mint have a small letter D, located to the right of the building above the second A of America. What makes a rusty 1960 D particularly intriguing is the natural patina and oxidation that have formed over time. This rust-like toning, while not pristine, gives the coin a distinctive character, making each piece unique. Collectors often prize coins with unusual coloration or toning, as it can enhance their aesthetic appeal and highlight the coin's journey through decades of circulation and environmental exposure. The rarity of the 1960 D Jefferson nickel, especially in collectible condition with distinct characteristics such as a rusty patina, adds significantly to its demand. While millions of Jefferson nickels were minted that year, coins that show age in a visually appealing way without being damaged beyond recognition are far less common. This rarity creates competition among collectors, as owning such a piece provides both a sense of achievement and a tangible investment in a historical object. Coins with the D mint mark from this era are particularly prized because the Denver Mint produced fewer coins than the Philadelphia Mint for certain years, increasing scarcity and desirability. For collectors, finding a 1960 D nickel with a striking appearance and original surface features can be a highlight of a collection. In today's market, the value of a 1960 D Jefferson nickel in rusty but collectible condition can be surprisingly substantial. Depending on the degree of eye appeal, toning, and overall preservation, these coins can fetch anywhere from a modest premium above face value to $175,000 in competitive auctions. The market recognizes both the historical significance and the aesthetic uniqueness of such coins, and collectors are often willing to pay top dollar for pieces that stand out. Auctions and online marketplaces frequently showcase 1960 D nickels with rare patinas and attractive surfaces, and these coins consistently draw attention from seasoned collectors looking to enhance their collections with historically significant and visually intriguing specimens. For collectors seeking to acquire a 1960 D Jefferson nickel, there are several key tips to maximize satisfaction and investment potential. First, understanding the coin's condition and grading is essential. Even a rusty coin can command a high value if it maintains strong details and attractive toning. Second, researching current market trends and auction results will provide insight into realistic pricing, helping collectors make informed decisions. Third, Working with reputable dealers or established online marketplaces ensures authenticity and minimizes the risk of purchasing altered or counterfeit coins. Finally, appreciating the coin for its historical and artistic value, rather than purely its monetary potential, enriches the collecting experience and strengthens the personal connection to this piece of American history. The 1960 D. Jefferson nickel in rusty condition is more than just a coin. It is a coveted artifact with enduring appeal and significant collector demand. Its rich history, distinctive design, and unique patina make it a standout piece for both seasoned numismatists and emerging collectors. As the coin continues to circulate through auctions and private collections, its value and prestige remain strong, making it a remarkable addition to any collection. Owning a 1960 D. Jefferson nickel is a way to celebrate American heritage, appreciate timeless artistry, and invest in a piece of history that remains highly desirable in today's active coin market. Next up, the United States Jefferson nickel, particularly the 1964 5-cent piece without a mint mark, has become a fascinating subject for collectors and coin enthusiasts alike. This coin, often overlooked in everyday transactions, carries a unique historical and numismatic significance that has only grown over time. What makes it especially intriguing is its yellow rusty condition, a patina that adds character and tells a story of its journey through decades, making it stand out among other coins of its era. Today, this particular variant is highly sought after in the coin market, attracting attention not only from seasoned collectors but also from investors looking for rare pieces with strong potential value. The history of the Jefferson nickel traces back to 1938, when the United States Mint introduced it to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse of the coin shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Around left, the motto "I in God we trust." Around right, the inscription "Liberty" is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1964. The reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto "E pluribus unum." Around below in larger letters, the legend "United States of America." Coins struck by the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. Coins struck by the Denver Mint have a small letter D, located to the right of the building above the second A of America. The 1964 edition holds special importance because it marked one of the last years before a significant change in nickel composition and minting practices in subsequent years. Coins minted in 1964 without a mint mark were primarily produced in Philadelphia, giving them a subtle but meaningful distinction for collectors seeking pure, unmarked examples of mid-20th century American coinage. What sets the 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark apart from other nickels is its unique physical condition and subtle variations. The yellow rusty hue that develops on some coins over time is not merely a sign of age, but a natural process that can enhance the coin's aesthetic appeal and authenticity. This distinct coloration can create a striking contrast with the original design, emphasizing the craftsmanship of Felix Schlag and highlighting details that might otherwise be overlooked. Collectors highly prize coins that exhibit these unique features because they tell a story of both history and the coin's individual journey, making each piece feel one of a kind. Rarity plays a significant role in the desirability of this nickel. While 1964 nickels were produced in large numbers, those without a mint mark and in well-preserved or uniquely aged conditions are exceptionally rare in the current market. Collectors are drawn to such coins not only for their scarcity but also for the prestige associated with owning a piece that few others possess. The demand for these coins is strong, as they represent a combination of historical significance, beauty, and exclusivity. For serious numismatists, a 1964 Jefferson nickel in yellow rusty condition is considered a must-have for any advanced collection, and its appeal continues to grow year after year. When it comes to value, the current market for these rare nickels is impressive. Depending on the condition, the richness of the yellow rust, and the overall preservation of the coin, a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark can fetch several $146,000 and, in exceptional cases, even higher amounts at auctions. The coin's value is influenced by its desirability among collectors, its historical importance, and the visual appeal created by its natural patina. As interest in mid-century American coins continues to rise, these nickels have become not only treasured collector pieces but also smart investments for those looking to combine passion with potential financial growth. Collectors who wish to acquire a 1964 Jefferson nickel should approach the hunt with care and expertise. It is essential to seek coins from reputable sources, whether through professional numismatic dealers, certified auctions, or trusted collectors. Paying close attention to the coin's condition, patina, and authenticity is crucial, as these factors significantly affect its market value. Additionally, understanding the historical context and recognizing the subtle distinctions of the Philadelphia minted coins without a mint mark can greatly enhance a collector's ability to make informed and rewarding acquisitions. Patience and knowledge are the keys to building a collection that is both valuable and deeply meaningful. The 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in yellow rusty condition represents an extraordinary opportunity for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Its rich history, distinctive features, and rarity make it a highly desirable piece that continues to command attention and high value in today's market. Far from being an ordinary coin, it embodies a connection to American history, exceptional craftsmanship, and the thrill of owning something truly unique. For anyone passionate about numismatics, next up we're diving into a truly fascinating piece of American numismatic history. The 1967 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, notably without a mint mark. Even in a well-worn or dirty condition, this coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, and it's no surprise why. With its unique place in U.S. coinage history and its rising market value, the 1967 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is becoming one of the most sought-after nickels for collectors today. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection, this coin is a shining example of how history, rarity, and design come together to create collectible magic. The Jefferson nickel has been a cornerstone of American coinage since its introduction in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The 1967 issue comes from a very special period in U.S. minting history. During the 1960s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with production to meet increasing demand, which led to some coins being issued without the usual mint marks. The 1967 nickel without a mint mark represents that transitional era when coins were made to circulate widely but also became highly interesting to collectors due to these unique production traits. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin's the obverse of the coin shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Around left, the motto "I in God we trust." Around right, the inscription "Liberty" is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1967. The reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto "E pluribus unum." Around below in larger letters, the legend "United States of America." Coins struck by the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. Coins struck by the Denver Mint have a small letter D, located to the right of the building above the second A of America. What sets the 1967 Jefferson nickel apart is its lack of a mint mark. During this period, coins typically bore the D for Denver or S for San Francisco, but the 1967 issue without a mint mark is part of a fascinating anomaly. Even more intriguing is that the Monticello design on the reverse remains crisp and recognizable despite wear. Collectors often appreciate coins in dirty or circulated condition because they tell a story. They have journeyed through hands and pockets, witnessing decades of history. The absence of a mint mark, combined with its historical context and classic design, makes this nickel a prized addition to any collection. While many 1967 nickels exist, the ones without mint marks, especially in any condition, are becoming increasingly rare. Collector demand is high because this coin occupies a unique niche. It bridges the gap between common circulation coins and highly collectible rarities. Even a coin that is heavily circulated or shows signs of wear can command attention and interest at auction because it represents a tangible piece of U.S. minting history. The combination of rarity, historical significance, and collector interest ensures that these coins are not only desirable but actively sought after in today's market. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1967 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark can vary in price depending on condition, but even in worn or dirty form, it can fetch significant value. On today's auction platforms and collectible coin markets, these nickels often start around $142,000 in circulated condition, but in high-demand markets, coins with appealing patina or historical charm can reach $165,000 or more. For those in exceptionally fine condition or with unique characteristics, the value can increase even further. The key takeaway is that this coin is a hot commodity for collectors looking to add a meaningful, historically rich nickel to their collection. If you're interested in acquiring this nickel, there are a few tips that can help. Always check the coin carefully for its mint mark or lack thereof and look for any historical markers or unique wear that adds character. Coins that tell a story, even in circulated or dirty condition, can be highly desirable. Additionally, building connections with reputable dealers and following auction listings closely can give you an edge in acquiring high-quality specimens at competitive prices. Remember, patience and careful observation are key. The right 1967 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is worth the wait, and once you have it in your collection, it becomes a centerpiece of both history and value. The 1967 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is far more than just a small coin. It's a piece of American history, a testament to minting innovation, and a highly desirable collector's item. Its unique design, historical significance, and growing market value make it a must-have for any serious coin enthusiast. Whether worn from decades of circulation or preserved in better condition, this nickel represents a rare opportunity to own a slice of numismatic history that continues to excite collectors today. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating gem from American numismatic history. The 1953 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel, specifically the rare variety without a mint mark. If you're a collector, investor, or just someone curious about the intriguing stories behind coins, this particular piece is a perfect blend of historical significance, rarity, and investment potential. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore its origins, what makes it unique, why collectors prize it, its current market value, and some essential tips if you're thinking about adding it to your collection. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete understanding of why this nickel is more than just pocket change. It's a tangible piece of American history and a highly sought-after collectible. To truly appreciate the 1953 Jefferson nickel, we need to travel back in time to the early 20th century. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it was created to honor one of America's most beloved presidents, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The coin's design, featuring the obverse of the coin, shows, within a plain border, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Facing left, his hair long and tied with a ribbon. Around left, the motto "I in God we trust." Around right, the inscription "Liberty" is separated by a 5-pointed star from the date of issue, 1953. The reverse of the coin shows at its center the main building of Monticello, the main residence of Thomas Jefferson, which he designed himself. Below that, its name, Monticello. Around below that, the value and denomination in words, 5 cents. Around above, the motto "E pluribus unum." Around below in larger letters, the legend "United States of America." Coins struck by the Philadelphia Mint have no mint mark. Coins struck by the Denver Mint have a small letter D, located to the right of the building above the second A of America. Who won a national design competition. Jefferson's profile on the obverse was intended to reflect dignity, intellect, and statesmanship, while the reverse showcased Monticello, the architectural symbol of Jefferson's legacy and innovation. By 1953, the Jefferson nickel had been in circulation for 15 years, undergoing minor design adjustments along the way. The year 1953 was notable for its post-war production. The United States Mint was returning to peacetime operations after the end of World War II, and coin production levels were normalizing after the wartime nickel shortages of the 1940s. Coins from this era, especially those struck without a mint mark, are often highly prized by collectors because they represent an intersection of historical context, design excellence, and sometimes limited availability. What sets the 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark apart is both its design and the subtle details that distinguish it from its counterparts. First, the absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Philadelphia, which historically did not mark its coins with a letter designation until later decades. This makes it unique in a field of Jefferson nickels that were often produced at multiple mints, including Denver and San Francisco, which did carry mint marks. The coin's obverse, featuring Jefferson's profile, is finely detailed in the 1953 strike, with clear visibility of his facial features, hair, and the inscriptions along the rim. The reverse design, showing Monticello, is particularly admired for its architectural precision, capturing the neoclassical style of the estate in meticulous detail. Coin experts often highlight the sharpness of the Monticello lines, the clarity of the steps, windows, and roof, as well as the delicate inscriptions that frame the structure. Coins struck in fine condition, like the one we're discussing today, retain a significant portion of these details even after decades of circulation, making them highly desirable for collectors. Another feature that appeals to numismatists is the coin's composition. Like all nickels from this era, it is made primarily of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a distinct silver-gray appearance and weight that is noticeably different from modern clad coins. This metal composition, along with the minting techniques of the 1950s, often results in unique surface characteristics, such as luster patterns, toning, and minor dye variations that can further increase a coin's appeal and value. Rarity and condition are the driving factors behind collector interest in any coin, and the 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is no exception. While it wasn't produced in extremely limited quantities compared to some rare coins, finding one in fine condition today is a challenge. Most coins from circulation during the 1950s were heavily used, and many have suffered from wear, scratches, or corrosion over the decades. Therefore, a 1953 nickel that has maintained its fine condition retaining both major design elements and surface appeal is considered a valuable find. Collectors evaluate coins using the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor to perfect mint state. A coin in fine condition typically falls between on this scale, meaning it shows moderate wear but still preserves significant details. For the 1953 Jefferson nickel, this would include visible hairlines on Jefferson's profile, clear lettering, and distinct architectural details on Monticello, even if some high points show smoothing from circulation. This combination of rarity and condition creates strong demand among collectors who aim to fill gaps in their Jefferson nickel series or who simply appreciate owning a coin that is both historic and aesthetically pleasing. The collector market also values provenance. Coins that come from estate collections, certified collections, or well-documented hoards often command higher prices because their history is traceable and authenticity is assured. As such, a 1953 nickel without a mint mark in fine condition is a sought-after item for both novice collectors building a series and seasoned investors looking for stable assets in numismatic portfolios. The market value of the 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark depends on several factors: condition, certification, and demand. In circulated, fine condition, these coins typically range in value from around $135,000 for collectors simply looking to complete a set. However, when the coin's condition is higher, very fine to extremely fine prices can climb significantly, sometimes reaching $142,000. Certified coins, graded by professional numismatic organizations such as PCGS or NGC, often fetch even higher prices, especially if they exhibit excellent strike quality or appealing toning. It's important to note that market trends also influence value. In recent years, the interest in mid-20th century coins has grown among collectors and investors seeking historical yet affordable pieces. Auctions sometimes reveal surprising results, with rare or exceptionally well-preserved 1953 nickels selling for several multiples above their typical retail value. For example, a coin in near mint state could command anywhere from $160,000, depending on collector demand and auction visibility. Therefore, the 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark isn't just a coin. It's an asset that can appreciate over time, particularly as high-quality specimens become increasingly scarce. For anyone interested in acquiring a 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, there are a few key strategies to maximize both enjoyment and investment potential. First, always examine the coin's condition closely. Coins in fine condition are valuable, but those with additional luster, minimal wear, or unique toning can be even more desirable. Using a magnifying glass or loupe to check for detail retention, scratches, or cleaning marks is essential. Second, consider professional certification. Grading by organizations like PCGS or NGC provides assurance of authenticity and condition, making it easier to buy, sell, or trade the coin. While certification involves a cost, it often increases the coin's marketability and can enhance its long-term value. Third, purchase from reputable dealers or established auctions. Avoid coins that seem too cheap or come from questionable sources, as counterfeit coins and altered pieces do exist in the market. Building relationships with trusted dealers or joining coin clubs can also provide access to insider knowledge, upcoming auctions, and private sales, often allowing collectors to acquire better specimens at competitive prices. Finally, maintain proper storage. Coins should be kept in protective holders, away from excessive heat, moisture, or direct sunlight. Environmental factors can drastically reduce the condition and therefore the value of a collectible nickel. Simple practices like using acid-free coin flips, hard plastic holders, or climate-controlled storage will preserve the coin for decades, allowing future generations to enjoy and appreciate it. The 1953 Monticello 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark represents much more than a small piece of currency. It embodies a rich slice of American history, from the legacy of Thomas Jefferson to the artistry of Felix Schlag and the careful minting practices of the mid-20th century. Its unique features, including the absence of a mint mark and the detailed Monticello design, make it a standout in the Jefferson nickel series. Rarity and condition drive collector demand, and today, these coins hold considerable market value, particularly for those in fine to mint condition. For collectors, investing in this nickel is about more than dollars. It's about preserving history, appreciating artistry, and enjoying the thrill of numismatic discovery. Whether you're a seasoned collector, an investor, or someone just beginning to explore the world of coins, the 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark offers an exciting and rewarding opportunity. Owning one is like holding a piece of the past in your hand, a tangible connection to American heritage, and a reminder that even the smallest coins can carry immense historical and monetary significance. Next up, exploration of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1963 Jefferson nickel with AD mint mark, minted at the Denver Mint. While it may seem like just a small 5-cent coin, this particular nickel carries decades of history, artistry, and collector appeal. Today, we will take you on a journey through its background, design features, rarity, market value, and strategies for collectors. This video is for anyone fascinated by coins, from casual hobbyists who may stumble upon a nickel in a pocket change roll, to serious numismatists seeking to understand why this coin can carry significant value despite its humble appearance. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American coinage for over 80 years, and the 1963 D variant represents a fascinating snapshot of mid-20th century minting. Its lightly rusty condition adds a layer of uniqueness, telling the story of decades spent in circulation, while still retaining a collectible charm. By the end of this video, you will understand not just the monetary worth of this nickel, but its historical significance, the nuances that make it unique, and the practical steps collectors can take to acquire, preserve, and appreciate it. So, grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and let's explore the world of the 1963 D Jefferson nickel in all its detail. The story of the Jefferson nickel begins in 1938, when the United States Mint decided to replace the Buffalo nickel with a design honoring one of the nation's founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson was chosen not just because of his role as the third president of the United States, but also due to his legacy as an intellectual, statesman, and architect. The obverse of the coin, featuring Jefferson's dignified profile, was designed by the sculptor Felix Schlag, who won a national competition for the commission. Schlag's design depicted Jefferson in a calm, resolute pose, emphasizing both strength and intellect. Unlike previous coin designs, which often leaned heavily on intricate motifs or allegorical figures, Schlag's Jefferson was simple, realistic, and timeless, a choice that contributed to the coin's enduring appeal. The reverse of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, designed in neoclassical style. Monticello is not just a house, it is a symbol of Jefferson's many talents, including his interests in architecture, horticulture, and engineering. The building embodies the ideals of order, symmetry, and Enlightenment thinking that Jefferson championed, making it an apt choice for a coin intended to celebrate American ingenuity and heritage. Since its debut in 1938, the Jefferson nickel has largely retained Schlag's original design, with only minor modifications over the decades. By 1963, the nickel was firmly established as a ubiquitous piece of everyday currency, widely recognized by the American public. The 1963 D nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the nation's 3 primary coin-producing facilities. Denver coins are identified by a small D mint mark located on the reverse, just above the Monticello base. This mint mark, though subtle, is crucial for collectors, as it helps identify origin and can affect a coin's rarity and value. While millions of Jefferson nickels were produced in 1963, those surviving in collectible condition, particularly with distinct mint marks and unique characteristics, are of special interest to the numismatic community. The historical context of 1963 also adds an interesting dimension. America was in a period of post-war prosperity and cultural transformation. The nickel, small in value but widespread in circulation, served as a daily reminder of both continuity and change in American life. The 1963 D nickel thus represents not just a coin, but a tangible connection to the mid-20th century, a snapshot of an era, frozen in copper-nickel alloy. The 1963 D Jefferson nickel is visually and technically fascinating. On the obverse, Jefferson's profile remains true to Schlag's design, with meticulous attention to the curves of his hair, the line of his jaw, and the subtle folds of his coat. These features are often examined by collectors to determine the coin's grade, as the preservation of fine details can significantly influence its value. The reverse presents Monticello, rendered with striking architectural clarity. Its columns, dome, and surrounding structure are detailed enough that even light wear or rust can be appreciated for its subtle effects on the coin's aesthetic. A lightly rusty coin, like the one we are examining today, is particularly interesting because the oxidation introduces a natural patina that can enhance visual depth. While rust might be perceived as a flaw, in numismatics, controlled or mild oxidation can actually make a coin more desirable by signaling authenticity and age, provided the rust does not obscure critical features. Compositionally, The coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, an alloy that provides durability and a characteristic silver-gray hue. Despite decades of circulation, many 1963D nickels retain some of their original metallic luster, particularly in protected areas like the lettering or mint mark. The combination of alloy composition, wear patterns, and light rusting contributes to a coin that is both historically significant and visually compelling. Collectors are also drawn to subtle die variations and minting anomalies that occasionally occur in Denver coins. Slight shifts in lettering, doubling of design elements, or minor imperfections can make certain coins significantly more valuable. While the 1963D nickel does not feature the dramatic error seen in some earlier or later issues, every surviving example carries minute differences that make it unique, particularly to the discerning collector who appreciates the subtleties of mid-20th century minting. Rarity in coin collecting is not solely determined by mintage numbers. While millions of 1963D Jefferson nickels were produced, the number that survives in well-preserved or interestingly oxidized condition is considerably smaller. Collectors place a premium on coins that show minimal wear, retain clear mint marks, and exhibit unique surface characteristics, such as light rust or natural toning. Condition is assessed through grading, a formal evaluation of a coin's state of preservation. Grading systems range from poor to perfect uncirculated. A lightly rusty 1963D nickel would likely fall between very fine and extremely fine grades. In these grades, the details of Jefferson's profile and Monticello remain clearly visible, but the coin shows signs of circulation and minor surface oxidation. Coins with more pronounced rust or corrosion are often graded lower, although some collectors appreciate these characteristics as markers of authenticity and age. Collector demand for this nickel is also influenced by its mint origin. Denver coins from the early 1960s are slightly less common in uncirculated or high-grade condition than Philadelphia coins, adding a layer of scarcity for collectors aiming to complete mint sets. The lightly rusty 1963D nickel is particularly appealing because it tells a story of circulation and passage through time, providing a tangible connection to the coin's journey from the Denver Mint to today's collector market. Valuing a 1963D Jefferson nickel in lightly rusty condition requires consideration of grade, demand, and market trends. Standard circulated examples typically sell for a modest $133,000, reflecting their relative abundance. However, coins with lightly rusty surfaces that retain strong detail and clear mint marks can command higher prices, often $138,000 in the secondary market. Exceptionally well-preserved examples with minimal wear and attractive natural oxidation might reach $168,400, particularly if certified by PCGS, NGC, or another reputable grading service. The market for Jefferson nickels is stable but influenced by collector trends. Online auctions, coin shows, and specialty marketplaces serve as the primary venues for buying and selling these coins. Seasonal fluctuations, economic conditions, and collector interest in completing mint sets can all affect pricing. Savvy collectors closely monitor these variables, recognizing that the historical and aesthetic value of a coin often outweighs its face value. If you are looking to collect the 1963D Jefferson nickel, start by examining coins carefully for mint mark clarity, surface detail, and patina. Avoid aggressive cleaning, as it can significantly reduce value. Consider certified coins for higher-grade examples, especially if seeking coins for investment purposes. Building a Jefferson nickel collection can be a rewarding journey. Focus on completing mint sets, comparing coins from Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco, and paying attention to subtle variations. Document each coin with photographs and notes about its origin, condition, and any unique features. Join collector communities, attend coin shows, and follow auction results to stay informed about market trends. Patience and knowledge are essential, as the most valuable finds often come to those who observe carefully and act strategically. The 1963D Jefferson nickel in lightly rusty condition is much more than a small piece of currency. It is a window into history, a testament to artistic design, and a collectible with genuine market appeal. From Jefferson's iconic profile to the architectural beauty of Monticello, from minting nuances to the subtle patina of rust, this nickel embodies a rich story of American heritage and collector interest. For both beginners and seasoned numismatists, it represents an opportunity to connect with the past, appreciate craftsmanship, and participate in a thriving collector market. Every lightly rusty 1963D Jefferson nickel carries a narrative, a journey through time, and the potential to become a cherished part of any coin collection. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy collecting! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin stories and market updates.